Brian Stewart on the fishbowl. Welcome.
Welcome to you as well, although it's your thing. I've already wrote it. Should we do a take two?
No, perfect.
This is great. So just expect it to be downhill from here.
Right.
Okay.
No, swimming upstream.
Not a chance with me.
Awesome. Thank you for taking the time to swim in the bowl with me.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about Delirium, the other magazines you have.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you how I got there, if that's okay. We'll swim around and land there.
Exactly.
So, quite a few years ago now, I was at Fangoria, and I was there until Fangoria passed away the first time.
Right.
And at that time, Warzone was still a thing as well, so I was working on both magazines. And when Fangoria ended, Chris Alexander and Bill Mahaly and myself wanted to keep making paper in a digital world, because obviously that's the most intelligent thing to do.
Right.
Is make paper when everybody wants digital. So we did that. So we launched our company, Phantasm Media, and we launched with the George Romero issue, and George actually helped us get started. He was like, hey, make the first magazine about me, my films, and every one of those magazines are single subjects. So like when we do any issue, it's not a random thing. It's like the Sid Haig issue, only Sid. We did one about Italian cinema, only Italian cinema. So things like that. We've done Linnea Quigley, other things like that. Chris and Bill moved on from this company, and so my wife and I still run Phantasm. And then Bill actually retired from Delirium. If you guys aren't familiar, Bill Mahaly was an amazing designer. He worked on Creepy and Eerie and some of those amazing Warren magazines, and designed Fangoria for years, and was designing Delirium. And Bill retired, and Chris called me and he's like, hey, so come on, we need to keep making magazines.
Right.
And so I became the art director at Delirium, and I believe issue 32 forward. So now I'm over at Delirium, and I tried to honor Bill by making my transition something going forward. So Bill had his thing, and I wasn't just sort of like cannibalizing Bill's design.
Right.
I tried to make it something different, not for any reason other than to let his moment be his and mine be mine.
Definitely. I have to just let you know this because talking about Fangoria.
Sure.
My very first convention was a Fangoria Weekend of Horrors.
Nice.
In Chicago.
How many years ago?
It was my high school graduation present, and I'm 36. Yeah, it was my first convention ever, and it was the first time that I realized that I wasn't the only crazy, horror fan that was out there, and there.
You are. There's so many people that love this stuff that grew up on it, like you and I.
Exactly.
Speaking of Fangoria, there was an early I don't remember the issue number, because if I say it, I'll be wrong. There was a Gene Simmons article. I'm a huge Kiss fan. Kiss was basically Superman for me growing up.
Right.
And so I carried this one particular issue all the time because I would try to draw the Gene Simmons picture and the monsters. And so the first thing I got to do for Fangoria was bring a member of Kiss back, and that was Ace Frehley.
Oh,
so that
nice.
was a huge full circle thing for me.
Yeah.
And then eventually, actually, my wife and I, we went on to do the official Kiss poster book with the band for a few years up until COVID sort of ruined it. But that was really cool. And
Right.
since then, I went on to work for the band, designing some of the Paul Stanley guitars, all the guitar picks on this last tour. So I'm kind of all over the place.
Awesome. And I'll even say another thing on the subject of Kiss. My first R-rated movie that I snuck into was Detroit Rock City.
Well played. Isn't that scene at the end when they shoot out of the mouth
Right.
with the tongue?
Right.
And that was an insert shot at the very last moment after they wrapped.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best shots in the film.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The whole movie is, a couple years ago, Edward Furlong and forget his name, James, forget his last name. He was the one with the long hair was the stoner.
His name either.
Is it DeMarco or something? Something like that.
Let's go with that.
Okay, something like that. We'll say. I met both of them, and I got to tell James. He was like, I said, I just want both of you to know that the first R-rated movie I snuck into was Detroit Rock City, and I couldn't have been happier with what I saw and the experience I had. And I remember the theater had closed down, good couple years ago now, and it was a piece of my childhood that, just like horror, I'm really big in the music. I interview bands and stuff, and obviously, Kiss is up there.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath,
Sure.
Alice
That's where heavy metal
Cooper.
started.
Right.
I'm on that team. I don't think it was Led Zeppelin that started.
No.
Zeppelin's great.
Right.
But Black Sabbath, I believe, is where heavy metal was born.
Yes, definitely.
When the day Tony Iommi lost those fingers,
right.
That was, it was horrible.
Right.
Something so awesome came from that.
Exactly. Yeah. Black Sabbath, I will agree with you, is the definitive introduction to what heavy metal became.
I agree.
You could throw Alice Cooper in there too.
Yes, I think Alice Cooper became something as Alice Cooper,
right.
the band,
right.
Went away, and Alice Cooper, the individual, went forward.
Right.
There's a
yes,
definite point,
exactly.
A timeline there with Alice as well. But yeah,
right.
Totally.
I would say from Goes to Hell. The album that came after that was like pretty much the definitive like.
And I'm trying to remember the chronology on camera here. I think that sounds about
Yeah, Goes to Hell was like the late '70s, and that had what was it? Oh, the song with the flies.
Halo Flies.
Yeah, Halo Flies. It had that song on it,
mm-hmm.
and then if you listen to what came next, like the album after that, I think that was like 77, 78, something like that.
Yeah.
And then like the next album that came out was like such like a definitive new sound.
Right. Alice has had so many moments, like you think about even like the song Clones.
Right.
I think that could have almost been a Bowie song.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the particular Bowie phase.
Right.
And I love that about Alice. He's such a chameleon.
Right.
Musically.
Right. And the only person that's come close to Alice Cooper and my age and I guess our age is Rob Zombie.
Right.
I think Rob Zombie is pretty much like...
And he does his own thing.
Exactly.
The randomness of it is the fun.
Right.
Yeah, we do. We're actually, with Kiss is over as far as a book for us, and unfortunately as a band, they sold a pop house.
Right.
But we're still, actively doing a lot of stuff. It's we tie music and, film together in how we are able to with print. Like we're currently working on an issue that's all about the splendor that is 1985. You know how many awesome things happened in 85?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was one of those, online they'll have those weird, like, top 9 things of blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I just happened to randomly read one of those stupid articles one day, and I was like, holy crap, all those movies hit in 85. And I started digging, and there were so many more. I mean, Day of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead. It was like, okay, wow. Life Force, you keep digging.
Right.
Outside of horror, there's Back to the Future.
Right.
Both First Blood Part 2.
Right.
Commando.
Right.
It's insane. Rocky 4.
Right.
Weird Science.
Right.
Vacation 2. I mean, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And then I got to looking a little deeper outside of film, and I was like, wow. So second wave of G.I. Joe action figures. That was Crisis on Infinite Earths if you were reading comics. It was just crazy. And then we were looking even deeper, and then we started looking at music. That was the year Anthrax side project, SOD, happened. Stormtroops of Death.
Yeah.
That was also Among the Living came out that year.
Right.
First Dead Milkmen record. If you're
yeah.
weirdo punk.
Definitely.
Sam Hain was really getting ready to become something else and begin to morph what eventually became Danzig.
Right.
So there was a lot of stuff happening. Clue.
Yeah.
Clue?
Yeah.
So much awesome stuff. So
right.
We're doing a 1985 issue, and all the stuff I just mentioned's in it. See how I was able to wrap that around, yet still promote myself.
Definitely. And I'll promote myself here real quick on the topic of Anthrax.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to do an interview with Anthrax on their new album.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, a couple Still City Cons ago, that's our big Comic-Con here, Frank Bello came, and then Scott Ian came to the next one. I basically got in touch with their publicist, who represents some other major heavy metal bands.
They're great guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said, check back when the new album is coming out, and they'll do it. So
Around the campfires, they're actively working on it.
yeah, I think that
I know Charlie.
Oh, awesome, awesome. I think they might have actually released a single from it. I'm not 100% sure.
I know of, but
Okay.
I don't have my finger on the pulse of everything lately.
Yeah, I might be wrong about that. I thought I saw something on Spotify. I could be wrong, but if not, everybody who's Anthrax fans, keep your ears open. It's coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, also I have to say I love the name Phantasm.
Thanks.
Obviously, Don Coscarelli and all that. And I just want to share a short story. A couple years ago, Reggie Bannister was at a different convention that I covered, and I got to interview him. And a great interview, great guy. One of the things that I wish I had captured on audio when it happened was when I stood up, he said, "Man, you're like the spawn of the tall man or something."
That's great. So you're basically Angus Scrimm Jr.
Right. Well, actually, he said he told a little trivia for Phantasm fans. The tall man really wasn't that tall.
No, Angus wasn't a very tall guy.
Yeah, he said they actually had to give him platform shoes to wear in Phantasm to make him look
Right.
taller.
I met him, and he wasn't small.
Right,
but he
right.
wasn't, like ginormous.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also am proud to say that I have the NECA Tall Man Phantasm action figure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Brian, it's been a pleasure talking
Thanks,
with you.
man. Thank you.
Anything else to promote or anything before we...
I'm always a big fan of plugs. You can always grab Delirium magazine online. It's it's out there. It's available. It's easy to find. And our Phantasm Presents stuff is at phantasmmedia.com. It's Phantasm with an F, Phantasm, media.com. Or you can throw a dash between them. We have both of them. But yeah, feel free to grab tons of paper because we all need more stuff in our house.
Yes,
to clutter it up. And
definitely.
We're happy to make stuff to clutter your house.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, Brian,
Thanks, man.
thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
I hope the temperature was just right.
What we fix.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.